Hi guys! In this video I want to show you how you can build a solar plant watering system with Arduino. So first I will show you all the components we will use in this project, and also you can find the links where to find all the components in the description of this video. Also the code will be available on GitHub, and the link to this project you can also find in the description of this video. So let's start with the components. First of all, we will need 4 soil moisture sensors. We will need a breadboard for prototyping, so we can plug everything together. Also, we will need 4 water pumps, and if you like, you can use Wago connectors to connect the water pumps easier with the relays, because the wire of the water pumps is very thin. So this is why I use them. Also, we will need a 4-channel relay. We will need an Arduino Nano, but if you like, you can also use an Arduino Uno. We will need a solar power manager. In this case, this one is from Waveshare. And also, we will need a fitting battery. We will need an e-paper display to show the status of the soil. We will need a solar panel that we can connect with our solar power manager. In this case, this is a 6-volt solar panel, but you're free to use whatever one you want. But it needs to fit to the solar power manager. Yeah, and last but not least, we also need wire to connect everything together. So now that we're ready and have all the components, we can start connecting everything together. And after that, we will look at the code we will have to write. Now that we've connected our first sensor with the Arduino, we can start to code. As an IDE, I'm using Visual Studio Code, and also I'm using this Platform IO IDE extension, which makes it a lot easier. So we open this extension. And then we say we want to create a new project. We select our board. In this case, for me, this is the Arduino Nano. We'll type in a name, and then we just press finish. We first open our main source file under source, and first we will delete all this unnecessary code. Then we will define our first pin. So remember, we used a 0, and of course we have to define it here. Also, we want to save our soil humidity values. So we need another variable. So now we are ready to test our code. As you can see, the measuring interval is set to 1 second, and our value from the soil moisture sensor will be printed out to the log, as you can see in those 2 lines. First, we will try to build everything so we didn't make any mistakes. And if this was successful, we can upload the code to our Arduino. And if this was successful as well, we switch to the serial monitor, start monitoring, and check if the value is printed out every second. And as you can see here, it was successful. Now we will have to do the exact same thing for the other 3 sensors, connect them to your Arduino board, define all the variables, and hopefully your code then looks exactly like mine. So this is how your setup should look like. All 4 sensors and also the 4-channel relay are connected to the board. So as you can see here, I already decided for the limiting values when to water and when not to water. I put the sensors for testing in dry soil and in wet soil, and then I noted down the values I measured. In my case, if the value was 1.3 or even lower, the soil was very wet, so no watering will be needed. And if the value was 2.3 or higher, the soil was very dry. Also, if the value was 2.75 or higher, that meant that the sensor is not in the soil at all, but in the air, and I do not want to water there either. So I decided to just water when the values are between 2.3 and 2.75. And now for testing our relay and our code, I will set the higher bound now to 3.75. And then I can check if the relay switches. You can test this also on your own. It's easy to test. You can hear a little click, and also you can see an LED is turned on if the relay is activated. So in the small clip before, I showed you how you need to connect the water pumps to your relay. You need to connect all 3 remaining water pumps in the same way, like I showed in the video. And in the next video, I will show you how we can connect the e-paper display with our solar plant watering system, and also how to show the values then on the display. So thanks for listening and see you in the next video.